Yes, I saw Babu's movie first during the Sankranthi in theaters. I went into theater with the certain expectations, and as I was coming out, I wouldn't say the film met all my expectations, but my primary emotion was satisfaction. I'll also say that though, it was a journey for me to get there emotionally. Now let's talk about that ride. This isn't a thriller or a movie with a lot of suspense that requires the narrative to go back and forth. It has a very linear narrative, yet the director managed to have some knots in the story that he will reveal only when it's time for the lead actor to know about it. And we will also know at the same time. As each knot is untied, you'll go through the same emotional roller coaster as the lead. And sometimes even the lead is confused or helpless. You will feel that same thing. But amidst this roller coaster, one thing is that you and the lead will never experience that frustration. Both of you will grow together cautiously and get curious. And as the journey continues and the untying of the last knot, you along with the lead will be satisfied in the end. This movie isn't a high voltage action drama with extreme emotions as they try to portray in the promotions. This is a small family drama, primarily a mother's story. As I mentioned in my trailer review, the primary emotion of the movie is mother-son relationship. But it left us a question if that is also the primary conflict. And I can assure you now that this is certainly the primary conflict of this film. The surprising thing is that there is no other secondary conflict in the story. This movie only had a small story that is not enough for a 2 or 40-minute narration. And that is where the masala commercial cinema will need to be added to the screenplay. One can easily assess the screenplay writer's strengths and weakness in doing that. We all know that Trivikram is a magical dialogue writer, but this time his pen only had partial ink and it wasn't fully loaded. Even in his popularly loved Attarintiku Daredi, his notion of generating comedy by hero repeatedly slapping his sidekick comedians or actors is jarring. He again depends on the same thing here as well, but it isn't frustrating. Now, to make up for the void of that empty ink, you'll need a superstar who'll mesmerize you with this acting for us to conveniently gloss over those loopholes. Let's see if the superstar managed to do it. All the actors in this movie were very decent. Meenakshi's role is an afterthought with literally nothing for her to do as there is no need to do as well. Prakash Raj performed well as an old politician. Murali Sharma was apt as a lawyer under that old politician. Vennela Kishore had a lengthy presence throughout the movie and evoked good humor overall. Jairam was a good fit for a very small role as a father in isolation. Ramya Krishna had a very small role despite the story being that of a mother, so she does loom large throughout the narrative and whenever she appears, she does it with gracefully evoking just enough emotions. The surprising role who impacted the emotional graph of the movie is definitely Ishwari, who is playing hero's Atta, and that last scene in the movie, man, worked out emotionally. They cast SreeLeela only for a dancing talent, and if I'm not wrong, the makers included a lot of scenes based on dance and also including that massy dance number, so therefore she did her part great justice. Now coming to Superstar, except for the first 5-10 minutes in the introduction, he was everything and everywhere in the movie. As a viewer, our only choice was to follow him emotionally. It is because of his subtle acting and his own self-critical sad humor-filled dialogue delivery in this movie, we will be mesmerized into overlooking all the loopholes. There is very less scope for heroism in this movie, as it is only a family drama. So the hero's relationship with each of the family members or other characters evoked a certain level of emotions to sustain the narrative. And his relationship with his aunt certainly touched deep emotions of motherhood, especially at the very end. It is not possible to say this soft, sensitive subject with mass heroism, yet they tried to narrate it that way by adding some spice, and it was just fine. I certainly felt satisfied, and this movie will certainly entertain all superstar fans and also folks who would want to watch movies just for having fun. Amongst all of the movies that released during Sankranthi Pongal, based on my scheduling and movie showtime, I got the opportunity to watch Guntur Kaaram first, and certainly I started the watching marathon with the decent movie. If you like the review, show your love by liking the video. Spread the love by sharing it with your friends, family, and bless us by subscribing to the channel so that we can keep meeting often. Thank you.